Let's imagine something for a moment. A world that looks exactly like ours. The same streets, the same stars, the same laughter. But something is missing. There are prayers, but nobody ever came down to answer them. No Christmas, no cross, no name called Jesus. People still search for truth, still cry when life hurts, still hope there's more after death, but they never find the face of love. What would that world be like? What if Jesus never came to earth? A long time ago, in a quiet little town called Bethlehem, a baby was born. No palace, no guards, just a young woman named Mary and her husband Joseph doing the best they could. The night was still, the world almost asleep, and heaven whispered into the cold air, "He's here." Shepherds came running from the hills. Wise men traveled far just to kneel before a child. And that child grew up. He learned to work with his hands. He laughed. He cried. He made friends. When he started teaching, the world had never heard words like his. He said, "Love your enemies. Forgive those who hurt you. The greatest among you must serve." He touched people that everyone else walked past. He gave hope to people who thought they were too far gone. But not everyone liked him. Some feared his words. Others hated his mercy. And one dark night, he was betrayed, arrested, beaten, and nailed to a cross. The world that he came to save mocked him as he died. Yet even then, he looked at the people who hurt him and said, "Father, forgive them." And the sky went dark, the earth trembled. The Son of God took his last breath. For 3 days, the world was silent. Then, the stone moved. The tomb was empty. He was alive. That moment changed everything. His followers, who once hid in fear, ran into the streets shouting, "He's risen!" The weak found courage. The guilty found grace. The broken found a reason to live again. And the story kept spreading, not because of force, but because it gave people hope they had never known. Hospitals, schools, orphanages, mercy itself, all of it grew from his story. 2,000 years later, the world still speaks his name. But what if it never had a name to speak?
Now, let's step into that other world. The same history, the same empires, the same people. But Jesus never came. There's no manger in Bethlehem. No angel saying peace on earth. No star lighting the sky. People still pray, but heaven stays quiet. Religion fills the earth, but mercy never enters it. Kings rule, soldiers kill, and no one ever says, "Let the little children come to me." The cross remains a tool of fear. The weak are ignored. The word grace never exists. Without Jesus, forgiveness sounds foolish. The poor are seen as cursed. The sick are left alone. There's no story of a lost sheep being found. No parable of a son running home. No voice telling a woman caught in sin, "Neither do I condemn you." The world still has laws, but no love behind them. When people die, they die afraid. When people hurt others, they call it power. Art still exists, but it only praises kings, not kindness. Humanity becomes clever, but cold. Building things, inventing things, but never finding peace. And the saddest part? Deep inside, people still feel that something's missing. They just can't name it. They never hear about the God who came close. They never hear, "For God so loved the world." It's a world that keeps moving, but it never finds meaning. When I think about that world, I realize something. Sometimes we live like we're already in it. We fight, we judge, we forget grace. We get so busy trying to prove we're right, we forget how to love. But every time someone forgives instead of getting even, every time a stranger helps someone they don't know, every time you whisper a prayer and feel peace instead of fear. That's proof he really did come. Because he came, love has meaning. Because he came, hope isn't a dream, it's a promise. The world without him would still be clever and powerful, but it would never be kind. And kindness is what keeps the world human. So maybe this week, when life feels heavy or unfair, just remember, he came. He saw everything broken in this world and still chose to step into it. You were loved before you even asked to be. That's why the story matters. That's why the light still shines. This is Atellix, Beyond the Verse, where we imagine, reflect, and remember. What if Jesus never came? Then the world would still have beauty, but not much heart. But he did come. And because he did, love didn't stay an idea. It became a person. And his name is Jesus.